The history of American Flat Track Series is dominated by one name, Harley-Davidson. From the early 70s through the mid-2010s, riders on the iconic XR750 owned the podium. But the brand's last win came in 2017 when Jeffrey Carver took the XR750 to victory under the lights in Texas. Now, history has a new chapter. At the latest round in Sonoy, Georgia, Briar Bauman and Brandon Robinson put the Bar and Shield brand back on top, sweeping the top 2 steps of the podium. Next stop, Southern California. The series heads west where Bauman claimed victory just last season. With Bauman and Robinson leading the charge, is Harley-Davidson truly back, or the pack reshuffled once again? America's original extreme sport, next on Fox Sports 1. Welcome to Southern California for the Memphis Shades Ventura Short Track, presented by Law Tigers. Now it's time to join our host, Kristen Beat, who is flanked by Scotty Dubler and former AFT Singles champion Colby Carlisle.
We are surfside and trackside this weekend for what has become a marquee event on the Progressive American Flat Track Series schedule. Scotty, what makes racing here so special?
We are right beside the beach. It's incredible. There's no other track that we go to that we are this close to the ocean. That's going to play havoc with the racetrack. We'll hear from Colby with more on that. But we're in Race Central. There are sprint car fans here. There are supercross fans here. And the best flat track fans are right here tonight.
Colby, what can we expect from the racing here?
The racing here tonight is going to be so variable. The way the track shapes up from first practice all the way until the main event, completely different. So the riders have to pay extra special attention along with the crew to give them a setup and the riders to be able to apply it to succeed.
Scotty, you're going to make your way to the paddock. Colby will check in with you a little later on for a tech talk, but for now, more on a rider who will be missing round 4. After sustaining devastating injuries in Sonoy from this incident, Dalton Gauthier will be absent this weekend. He suffered 2 broken metacarpals on his left hand, a right wrist fracture, as well as an arm fracture. At one point, both arms were completely casted. He said he should be back riding in 3 weeks and return at Lucas Oil Speedway. Braden Fanders, who is also involved in that incident, has been medically cleared and is attempting to race today. Now Scotty's made it to the paddock. Let's check in with him.
Down here in the paddock, catching up with a few riders before we go out on the racetrack. Davis Fisher, you've been fast qualified here the last 2 years we've been here, but the track is totally different this year.
Yeah, we're looking to fast qualify once again, and man, I found myself on the ground twice here the last couple of years, and we're just hoping to finish out the night strong.
With the loose track not going to be there, it's going to be more like last round's track, a little bit harder packed. Is that good for the KTM or bad for the KTM?
I think good. I mean, with these type of tracks, you just need to get it on, and I don't know if there's really a bike that pinpoints to really success here. I think you just got to ride it.
Davis Fisher on the number 67 Rackley Racing KTM. Let's slide on over here in his home-ish racetrack. He's from up by Northern California, by Lodi. This is Raggio. Raggio, you're on the 55. You made it into your into the challenge race, the First Impressions challenge race down there at Sonoy. How's this track going to shape up compared to that one?
It's going to shape up pretty good. I like it here, the hometown vibe and everything. We're ready to go.
So goals for today, a podium, get your first career podium. What are you looking for before we go out there?
Ideal goal is a podium for sure. I think we got it in us. We got a good team behind us, good bikes, and we're ready to go.
All right, that is the Sluggo Racing number 55. That is Tyler Raggio, again from up by Northern California. It's a home-ish track for him. And here's the 21 from Indiana. Last year he was in the Super Twins class. Now he's back on a familiar ride, but it's a red bike. He rode it before, but it's the Turner Racing Honda brand new 2025s. What's it like getting back on the single compared to the twin last year?
Actually, singles are kind of my comfort zone. I've rode them for so long. it's kind of like just coming back home, you know. So I'm really enjoying it, and we're making some progress and getting us more in the hunt, and hopefully this weekend it'll show that.
The track is completely different. Last year you were on a twin, it was very loose. This year it's going to be packed in. It seems like they might turn it up a little bit, might be like the old Ascot racetrack. How do you put your mindset to go out there and race a completely different track?
You know, just as you described it, if it's going to be that kind of really wet, tacky, kind of smooth in kind of track, you know, that kind of suits my style. So being aggressive and twisting the throttle is something I really embrace. So.
That is the 21, Trevor Bruner. He's on the Turner Racing Honda. And now let's go hear more about the racetrack. Colby Carlisle's down there.
This year, Ventura is shaping up to be completely different than it was last year. Typically, they bring in decomposed granite, basically really small pebbles. It allows for more sliding through the corner, kind of like we had in Daytona earlier this season. This year, it's just the dirt that is here. So what they're gonna do tonight is try to dig it up. They've got some new track equipment that's gonna dig it up, kind of give it an Ascot feel, an old school dirt track, really hang it out. Bigger dirt though, you're not gonna wanna get roosted by this. A lot of little rocks in here tonight. But a key part here in Ventura is, as a racer, watching the track. From the first practice session until the main event, it is gonna be completely different. So it relies on the crew to give you a great bike, but throughout the main event, you have to be able to adjust on the fly. Being in the lead here, not always the best case scenario. You want to be able to kind of see what's going on, see where you're losing or gaining. So tonight, it's going to be on these riders as much as it's on the crews.
Jared Vanderkoy looking for a rebound after Sonoy. On a night where you were poised to finish on the podium, forced to start from the penalty row after being late to staging. Are your alarms set for tonight?
I sure hope so. That was one that we wish we would have got back. You know, sitting on pole for a main event and a silly mistake on my part really puts us in the back being late. And yeah, fingers crossed it don't happen today. They parked right next to staging, so hopefully we're in a good spot.
Despite the outcome, starting from the penalty row, working your way to fifth has to be encouraging this early in the season, considering where you were at last year at this time.
Yeah, absolutely. We didn't know we'd make it to round 4, so to be here and be that confident in the program and having such a good time, it's just, you know, just a testament to what our team is and who the people involved are, so we're really excited to get going tonight.
What has been the turning point for you? Because it seems as though this year your career is experiencing a renaissance, so to speak. There was a time in your career when you weren't even sure if you'd be racing the next season or how many races you would be running.
Yeah, you know, there is a thing called burnout, it seems like, you know, when you're kind of in a spot and you're staying in the same groove the whole time, and just being on a new team this year and new people around me, and obviously getting married this off season, just in a good spot at home life, and just having fun, riding my motorcycle, and yeah, it's just it's an enjoyable place to be and hoping to keep it going for sure.
Well, we're having fun watching you, Jared. Let's check in with Scotty with more in the paddock.
Thanks, Kristen. Now some notes about the race weekend. The last 2 times we raced here was on decomposed granite. This year, that is not an option. Clay is the way. With some rain this morning, the track was a little tougher than normal. With Mission SuperTwins rider Brandon Robinson having this save, and AFT Singles rider Trevor Bruner with the save of the young season so far, the track could be a bit challenging tonight.
In the Super Twins class, Dallas Daniels is looking to keep the longest podium streak alive, currently sitting at 16 podiums.
Briar Bauman, after breaking the almost 8-year winning slump for Harley-Davidson, looks to make it a trend tonight. He sits only 1 point behind Dallas Daniels.
West Coast native Davis Fisher looking for his first win of the season. He always runs well on the left coast.
In the AFT Singles class, Estenson pilot Tom Drain has a podium streak of his own going, the longest in the class at 9.
With Sadoff's win at Sonoy, he's the latest rider to complete the Singles Grand Slam, winning a mile, half-mile, TT, and short track.
And lastly, 17-year-old Cage Cadman in his first race and sits P1 after qualifying. We'll hear from the youngster when we come back.
The Progressive American Flat Track Series is being brought to you by Mission Foods. Mission Foods has you covered with race day recipes that are too fast, too tasty.
Welcome back to the Memphis Shades Ventura Short Track presented by Law Tigers. Now, let's get a little deeper dive into the AFT Singles class. Colby, what is a singles motorcycle?
An AFT Singles motorcycle is one you can get from any local dealership. It's a 450cc engine, starts off life as a motocross bike. Lower down the suspension, put a 19-inch wheel on the front, and you're ready to go.
Opening 2 rounds won by 2-time defending series champ Cody Kopp. Cody is gone road racing. That opens up the door for many other riders to win this season, including Chase Sadoff, who went out and won his first career short track at Sonoy in round 3.
we just tackle things day by day, and we don't really have a game plan for any race besides show up with what we know. And you know, as that one saying goes, run what you brung, and that's what we do.
In his closest race to home last season, Tom Drain, the Australian, took the win here at Ventura.
Yeah, I definitely want it pretty bad, so I'm going to do as much as I can here today, try to come out on top, but do everything we can to try to get it done today.
Someone who did adapt to the racetrack very fast today is Cage Tadman, who's raced here before, but it's a totally different surface tonight.
Being in his home state, it brings a level of confidence, so Cage is going to bring that to this track. Even though it's different, it could be a great night for him.
I'm feeling good. I'm nervous. I'm a little bit scared, but yeah, I'm having a good time. Man, I'm going blank. My head's going a million miles an hour, but yeah, I appreciate everybody else who helps me out.
Let's take a look at how we got here. AFT Singles Heat Race number 1, and Cage Tadman wasn't settled with just being fast time. He was your pole setter in the heat race. He got a good drive and battled for the lead early on. Renshaw had it for a while. Tadman loved the high line, went around the outside, made a few mistakes, but still held the lead, went on to win heat race number 1 in the AFT Singles class. And this 17-year-old is on fire early on here tonight.
And here we are for AFT Singles Heat 2. We've got Trevor Bruner grabbing the whole shot here. Terrence Santero running early on in second place, but Trevor Bruner will run the clean race while Terrence Santero and Tom Drain battle out Trevor Bruner with the win.
Yeah, I can't thank the team enough for sticking with me and making the big bites out of the progress that we've had, and let's keep it rolling.
Up next with the AFT Singles last chance qualifier, the last 4 spots up for grabs, and making his return back to flat track is the California kid taking the win on the First Impressions Husqvarna. That takes us to the AFT Singles First Impressions Challenge Race. It is 4 laps, $2,500 to win. The young rookie in his first ever race grabs the whole shot on the bottom of the racetrack. He lets the other 3 settle for second, but Cage Tadman winning the challenge race and $2,500. Here's a look at your starting lineup for the AFT Singles presented by Kicker Class. Colby, Cage Tadman, he's won the heat race. He won the challenge race. He's on the pole in the main event. Can he pull off the sweep tonight?
Had a perfect night so far, and maybe ignorance is bliss. He doesn't know any better, so let's take this thing all the way home.
It's main event time in Ventura. AFT Singles presented by Kicker Class. 16 riders, 4 rows of 4. It is 6 minutes plus 2 laps. Who's going to grab the whole shot? Santero, Sadoff, Bruner, and the rookie Tadman on the front row. Light turns green. Tadman on the inside will take him into the first corner. That is bad news for everybody else.
Tadman already up front leading Sadoff. The closest one to him is going to try to take the lead up into 3, but Tadman will lead us around. This is not what the rest of the field wanted to see. Chase Sadoff takes the lead, though, kind of runs him wide, just blocks him off into turn 1.
Tadman went a little bit wide in 3 and 4, and Sadoff was right there. He knows he has to get up in front and keep the 228 honest.
Yeah, Tadman immediately going back to the top, trying to roll around the outside. It's working good, but Chase Sadoff's been able to get good drives off the bottom of 4. Not able to capitalize into turn 1 there. Tadman's still running that wide line and just dropping the elbow and giving it everything it's got to turn in.
Bottom line is drying up a little bit. It looks like Sadoff's trying to sneak underneath the bumps. He's trying to keep the 228 right there close by. Here comes Rusevans battling back there. Santero, the Bruner on the 21. They're stacking them up for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. The 26 is on the move.
And Sadoff's got the ability now to see where Tadman's going, see if he's going to try to move up the track to follow Tadman's line, or know if the bottom line he thinks is going to come in.
Bruce Evans has made the move into 3rd on the 26 Yamaha. Red flag is out, red wheel and lights are on.
Not what Tadman wanted to see, but he's been able to get good starts all race long.
Cole Fredrickson and the 132 of Bronson Pierce, the 2 riders that went down, looks like they're going to be okay. It's going to take a few moments to clean up the racetrack, and when we come back, we'll restart the AFT Singles main event. Here we go, staggered restart, AFT Singles, presented by Kicker Class. The rookie, Cage Tadman, at the point. The RPMs are up. Waiting on the green light, clutches are out. Tadman grabs the whole shot. Sadoff right there in second. Here comes Roos Evans. Roos Evans goes to work on the outside. Tadman leads him off a 2.
Tadman, an absolute blitz of a start there, gets a big lead. He is running so wide off these corners. I cannot believe that the guys in second place are not able to catch up more, but he is making that line work for him.
What about this? Why isn't anybody else running that line, Cole?
I think, like, as a veteran, I just don't, you wouldn't think that line would work. It's so far around the racetrack. You're not cutting off anything coming off. I cannot believe no one else is trying it, but it looks like Roos Evans might be going up there, but it takes such a long time to adjust to a line like that.
Yeah, Rusev's definitely trying the high line, but he's slipping back a little bit. Sadoff is in second. Drain now is up to third, and Rusev's on the blue sweatshirt around the outside. He wanted to stay warm tonight. He's up there in fourth.
Cage Tadman has to be very careful, though, to not allow it to slip back into Chase Sadoff's grips. You have to be perfect when you're riding that high around the track because you are using so much length where Chase Sadoff, the veteran, is going to keep picking away at him. And if Cage Tadman makes one mistake, Chase is going to be able to sneak up the inside.
The good thing for Tadman, though, is not very many people are using that line, so it's not changing as much as the rest of the racetrack.
No, and so he's avoiding bumps, but there he goes. He's changing lineup a little bit, and he's going to start making mistakes. It's tough when you do that because you don't know what's there. He's starting to move down. He moves back to where he knows in 1 and 2.
And Sadoff running the very bottom line, putting on a charge. Here comes the 88, making it happen. Drain is up to third. Rusev's in fourth. Bruner rounding out your top 5.
Sadoff is getting extremely close. It's not going to be long before Cage Tadman sees that red Honda front fender sneaking into view.
Sadoff is, talk to Brian Bigelow, his tuner. I think they've dedicated to the bottom there. They've committed to the bottom. He's running second. He's closing in on the 28. The 28, again, a little bobble. Then he grabs a handful. This time he looks over his shoulder. You don't want to do that.
No, I don't think it's a bad idea, though, Scotty, because you're leading. You don't want to have happen what Chase Sadoff did last year. You lose the lead because you don't know what's going on where they're riding behind you. One guy that's fallen back a little bit in this one is Trevor Bruner, back to 6th place now, but Chase Sadoff sticking to the bottom. Tom Drain right there in 3rd. Tom Drain had that run up last year from the back, coming to the win.
We're halfway past the halfway point of this one. 3 minutes down, 3 minutes and 2 laps remaining. It is still the rookie Tadman, Sadoff, Drain, Santero. Bruce Evans is back to 5th, and now Bruner's all the way back to 6th.
Yeah, and Tadman's still running about 1.5 tenths of a second a lap faster than Chase Sadoff, even though he's going the long way around the racetrack. I just think he knows the consistency. For him, he just needs to stick up there, in my opinion, not keep chasing around.
All right, let's check in with Kristen B with more on Cage Tadman.
I ran over to ask Keith Tadman, Cage's dad, what emotions he's feeling right now, and he said, I just wanted us to make the main. I never expected to be having a night like this, so even Cage Tadman feeling a little bit of that Cinderella story.
That's an amazing feeling. I can't even imagine what Dad's thinking about. A lap traffic is just ahead, and on the move now is the 75 of Santero. He did good in his heat race. He's looking up the inside of Drain for 3rd.
Another California rider making their way to the front of the pack here. Santero trying to turn his season around. Tom Drain struggling a little bit here, trying to figure out the line. These guys, I still cannot believe these front runners haven't moved up there to where Tadman's riding now. He has opened up a gap on Sadoff 1 second now.
A little bit of lap traffic just ahead of Tadman, and he's up there in the high line, so Tadman might have to slow down. He gets by him, no problem. Sadoff hits the bump. Here comes Santero closing on the 88 bike for 2nd.
Yeah, Terran Santero trying to work his way to make California 1 and 2 in this one. Cole Fredrickson gets out of the way for these guys, doesn't want to mess up anyone's race. Tom Drain, let's see how he can recover here to try to get back by Santero to chase down his championship foe.
KTM out front, it's the rookie by a 1.5 seconds. He's put a 1.5 seconds on Sadoff, who's on a Honda. Santero back there on a Honda, and a Yamaha back there in 4th. Less than a minute remaining plus 2 laps. When the time expires, Big P will put the flag straight up in the air and show them 2 laps to go. Santero's closing in on Sadoff.
Tadman with a 1.5 second lead with just a few laps to go here as the time's winding down. He's got a comfortable lead. Hopefully he takes a quick look back and realizes he's got some room. It's tough. He's just got to keep running his own race. But Santero and Sadoff here kind of settled down both into their positions. Tom Drain has fallen a second behind those two.
I believe about 4 laps left because we got 18 seconds. When that clock goes to 0, he'll have 2 more laps. So he won't see the 2 lap to go signal next time by. They're kind of settling in. A few bumps here and there. No problem for 2nd and 3rd. They're all chasing the 228 Cage Tadman. Sadoff in 2nd. Santero 3rd. The clock about to expire here in the singles main event.
Here, and Tadman actually gets swallowed up his gap a little bit by Sadoff there. I'm not sure if he made a big mistake. He is sliding around a lot. You see there 2 laps to go.
This is it. And the rookie hang on to win in his first ever AFT Singles main event. It's the 228. He'll see the white flag this time. A lap rider gets out of the way. Here they come. The white flag is out for the California rider. One more lap to go. Loud traffic just ahead of the 228. Here comes Sadoff.
And Tadman's changed his line up a lot here, but Sadoff makes a mistake, and Tadman is going to take it in 3 for the final time, Scotty.
Last lap, last corner, his rookie debut. He's going to take the win. The 228, Cage Tadman, a winner in his first attempt.
Scotty Dubler. Cage Tadman just took the win in his rookie race. He has got to be screaming. We might not be able to get an interview with Kristen Beat. First time showing up, winning the challenge, winning the main event comfortably. And doing it a way that I'm surprised with, just running the high line. Nobody else was even willing to go up there and try it.
Let's take a look at the results. Cage Tadman winning by, 1 full second over Chase Sadoff. Terrence Santero moves all the way up to 3rd near the end of that one. Tom Drain is 4th. Trevor Bruner 5th. Jared Lowe, Bruce Evans, and Selmy, Renshaw, and Reese Podorf getting, I believe, his first top 10.
Cage, a night I am sure you will never forget. I spoke with your dad, Keith, during that race, and he said, our goal was just to make the main event. Where is the belief that you found during that race to allow you to find the podium tonight and have such a dominant day?
It all starts in practice. You know, I felt really good in practice. I knew there were some things we needed to work on just to get a little bit quicker, but yeah, practice, and then qualified, rolled around, did super well in there, and then heats, dash, and especially the main, man. This is a dream night. I would never thought it would especially happen on my rookie debut, but yeah.
First time, first heat race, first time fast qualifier, first time winning the challenge. Let's take a look at the replay right here. The 228, that was his number as a little kid on a PW50. I wonder if he ever dreamed of racing in Progressive American Flat Track. Off the final corner, letting it all hang out, the 228. Taking the win in his first attempt here at Ventura.
Chase Sadoff just telling me, ain't nothing wrong with silver. Chase, you also said this was a fun track to ride, but maybe not a fun track to race. Why is that?
Yeah, I mean, I really like this track, like practicing and qualifying and stuff, but it's really not a fun racetrack, I guess. Hats off to Cage Tadman out there, man. He rode his butt off. I was really banking on him getting tired being the new guy, and super stoked to ride some moto tomorrow and the next week and just get ready for Chico. I'm stoked.
A nice little short track swing here for Chase Sadoff, who took his first win of the season at Sonoy and finished on the podium here in Ventura.
Let's take a look at the point standings here in the singles class. Tom Drain by only 2 points over Chase Sadoff. Trevor Bruner's up there in that 3rd spot. Cody Kopp, who's got 2 wins at the season opener, he's not with us. He's still in 4th. Santero, Renshaw, Roos Evans, Jared Lowe, Vanders, and Dalton Gauthier, who's on the mend, rounding out your top 10. And let's go and hear from our 3rd place finisher, Terrence Santero.
2 out of the 3 riders on the podium here in the AFT Singles class, California natives, putting it on for their home state. Terrence Santero, that was a dogfight out there.
It was. Track was gnarly. It was real hard to pick lines. Off the first start, I actually went up to the top because I knew Cage was going up there, so I was like, oh, I'm going to send it. Didn't work. But after the restart, I was like, I'm definitely getting to the bottom. I was kind of like trying to dab my foot on the inside bumps and just ride around them. It takes an army to get this stuff done, so I'm stoked.
Monumental race here tonight. More to come right after this quick break. Mission Super Twins up next. Welcome back to the Ventura Short Track. Last year in the Mission Super Twins main event, there was an accident that changed the career of 2 riders.
Ventura, kind of all day, just kind of had this weird feeling. Things weren't right. And just kind of started from the back and then working my way up through the main event.
Big crash on the front straightaway. Johnny Lewis is down. Oh, 2 riders down. Scotty, we got another rider is 3. The 25, Ben Lau. 70, Declan Bender.
I was able to walk away from the racetrack, and that definitely made me think about what's next. The decision, I think, honestly came easier than what I think most people would have thought, because I was already thinking it was a time to make a change. Unfortunately, it took a race mid-season to knock me out and kind of put me in that direction, but at the same time, it opened up the door to put another rider on the bike.
Johnny's been awesome. He's got so much knowledge about flat track, even about life. But he's been teaching me a lot, and yeah, it's been just super fun. He's he's upbeat and always down for doing something, which is cool, and it's good for me. I like it.
Working with Max, it's been fun. He's you know, being that he's almost 6'5", he's a tall rider, so we've had to change the bikes a little bit. Even though I'm a tall rider, he's that much taller. So just little changes there, and kind of, you know, trying to find what suits him. I think he's got tons of capability that he's even shown yet, you know, on a twin.
I expect more from myself, and the team expects more, but I feel like just little things in the bike, because I'm so tall, it's a few things have to be different. And, you know, we're really starting to figure it out with all that, and I'm feeling more and more comfortable on the motorcycle every weekend now, and yeah, should be good.
Once he gets that confidence in himself consistently, I think it's going to be, you know, the Maxwell that I hired that I think is fully capable, and which then leads into, I think, 2025. The end of it, you know, from now on, is it's going to be more of a building year for, you know, hopefully 26. We keep the same rider on, and we go out there and we, you know, we're in that championship hunt.
Hoping for continued success for the entire Royal Enfield team. Now, switching gears and turning our attention to this week's Dunlop Rider Profile. This week, it's Davis Fisher.
I don't know, I look back at my career and think, like, I was a kid in the van with a couple bikes that made it to the races. You don't see that a whole lot now. You see kids like, oh yeah, I can't go racing because I don't have a ride, I don't have someone calling me. Well, I ended up being that guy that built its own Cowies, and then, okay, well, Indians selling bikes now. I bought a couple of Indians, and it's just been father-son racing, and now I'm fortunate enough to have Rackley Racing behind me, along with Jimmy Wood, to help me get some good results this year.
Davis and the rest of the Mission SuperTwins ready to take the stage next. Welcome back to the Memphis Shades Ventura Short Track presented by Law Tigers. Colby, explain to us what a Super Twins bike is.
A Super Twins bike, completely hand-built, custom-made with a chassis. Everyone's is different, twin-cylinder production-based engines.
The opening 2 rounds at Daytona left everybody wondering if Dallas Daniels was going to win every race of the season as he doubled up down there in Florida. Round number 3 in Georgia was a historic night as Briar Bauman clawed from 9th place through the field to give Harley-Davidson their first win in over 7 years, but this is the first win on the XG750.
I've won on quite a few different brands, but there's just something about Harley-Davidson, American Flat Track. It seemed like for some reason this one seemed so much steeper than maybe my KTM win that I got a few years ago for the first time for the brand. Just knowing how many different teams, Vance and Hines, different people that had the XG750 for a few years that didn't do it. So yeah, it was kind of a dream of a night, really. Especially because I came from the 3rd row, which we were fast early in the day, and then we were slow in the heat race, and just kind of one of them nights where it's like it wasn't given by any means. It wasn't a storybook evening. It was up and down, and that's what makes for the best races, in my opinion.
Colby, the last win for Harley-Davidson was back in 2017. That was on the X-Star, the old bike from the 70s. Now we got the new breed, the XG, taking the first win right here in American Flat Track.
Yeah, the XG getting its first win. It took quite a few years to get developed, but a guy like Briar Bauman hopping on it was the last piece it needed.
Another thing that the win did was it tightened up the points battle. Now Briar is just 1 point behind Dallas Daniels.
Well, I mean, from the beginning, I've definitely heard those talks of basically just handing me a number 1 plate, and from the start, I've said that's just the most ignorant thing I've ever heard. I mean, regardless of who's where, what the rules are, what bikes are on, the guys at the top are good for a reason. Brandon Robinson, Briar Bauman, Davis Fisher, you put those guys on any bike, they're going to figure out how to win. And so I've kind of diffused those ever since they started, and I mean, they're still all there. I mean, yeah, I'm on the best equipment. I believe I'm on the best team, and I'm sure the guys at the top believe that they are too, that you believe in your program. My bike's got more years on it than theirs, and they're having to switch. Brandon's having to switch off something he's been building, and so is Briar. So yeah, I mean, it hasn't been anything I haven't expected. I expected it to be a battle right from the beginning. I think it's just the outside people looking in that thought it was going to be easy, which they've obviously never been in a championship battle if they thought that. So,
a great story earlier today in qualifying. Dan Bromley, the only Suzuki in the field, goes out there and qualifies second on the number 62.
I think the biggest thing is just getting a start. If we can get out there and be in front of the roost, be in front of everything, make our lines clean, and just have a good 8 minutes of solid laps, I'm confident I could be on the podium. I know the bike's confident and the bike's good enough to do there. We've had a lot of work, a lot of little changes. You know, we've been racing testing, we haven't been testing, so most of our testing's at the racetrack. Where Daytona, we showed up and fast qualified practice day, and it's kind of hard to do that and make changes where you know it works. But we're here, we're in the hunt, and we're gonna have some fun tonight.
Let's take a look at how we got here in the Mission SuperTwins. Dallas Daniels had quick time today. That means he started on the pole of heat race number 1. He would take the lead early on in this one and let everybody else battle for second. Robinson was there. Breyer comes up a little bit short, but it's Dallas Daniels taking the win.
Mission SuperTwins Heat 2. We've got Dan Brownlee, the only Suzuki in the field, grabs the whole shot. Maxwell up front early on in this one, but the 62 of Dan Brownlee able to control the lead throughout the majority of this one. Maxwell falls back a little bit in this. Vanderkoy takes a shot, but Dan Brownlee goes on to grab the win for Heat 2.
Up next is a Mission Too Fast, Too Tasty Challenge race. The 32 of Daniels grabbing a whole shot. Bromley goes in a little bit deeper. He tries the high line, squares off the corner, down the back chute. Bromley trying to take the lead away and finally gets the lead away from the 20 bike. Vanderkoy comes up a little bit short. Bromley, your winner. A big check, $5,000 going to Dan Bromley. He'll take that back to Pennsylvania. Up next, your Mission starting lineup. Dallas Daniels first pick on the front row. Dan Bromley will start second on the 62. Brandon Robinson is there on the Harley-Davidson number 44. Jared Vanderkoy on the 20. Don't count out the 3 of Breyer Bauman. He started 9th at the last round to win. He's starting 5th here tonight. Maxwell is up there on the Royal Enfield. Logan McGrain with his best starting spot in this class. And James Ott from Simi Valley rounding out your second row. Here we go in Ventura. It is your Mission AFT SuperTwins main event. There's 15 riders on the track to do battle. Daniels, Bromley, Robinson, and Vanderkoy on the front row. The RPMs come up. The intensity picks up. The light is green and we're off in California. Daniels grabbing the whole shot. Bromley slides into second. Robinson goes up to the high side right away and tries to take him off the turn or 2. It's Daniels in the lead.
Breyer Bauman with a great start, able to get it turned already up into second place, but Logan McGrain puts Brandon Robinson wide. Logan McGrain up to 3rd place already, taking a shot up the inside of Breyer Bauman. James out up there too, along with Dan Brownlee, but Dallas Daniels taking advantage of all the carnage going on behind him.
Daniels in the lead. He drops to the bottom of the racetrack now. Here comes Breyer going to the high side. Here comes Logan McGrain. He's trying the inside on the Ryan Barnes Racing Schaefer's Motorsports KTM. McGrain's on the move on the 14.
Breyer Bauman cannot allow Logan McGrain to get in front of him like he was in the heat race, but immediately going around the outside, pulling the cage Tadman, obviously watching a bit of the singles main, getting by him. Let's see how Dallas Daniels reacts to this. He immediately moves up the track, a veteran move right there.
Here comes Maxwell on the 18 Royal Enfield. He's up to 4th and moving forward, and right behind him is the 19 bike of James Ott from nearby Simi Valley.
Dallas Daniels going to be eating a little bit of roost here while the track's still cut up, moving up to that high line. But Maxwell on the Royal Enfield, the only one in the field down around the bottom, up to 3rd place. But Logan McGrain, what an impressive ride, Scotty.
It's so impressive. He just got this ride not too long ago. This is Cameron Smith's former ride. He's making the thing work out here in California. He's trying the high line. Maxwell running the bottom line. It's working out for that Royal Enfield.
Dallas Daniels does not have any time to figure this out. Breyer Bauman is working his way away from him. You cannot allow a guy like that who's already in the rhythm up high. It takes too long to figure the line out. Dallas Daniels has to go now.
And the Royal Enfield has moved into 3rd, and here comes Vanderkoy getting by McGrain, and it's going to be a freight train going by the freight train right there for that 5th, 6th, and 7th spot.
We were 3 wide into that corner, almost 5 wide through the corner. Logan McGrain still putting up an amazing fight, but James Ott, and Logan McGrain gets in the back of Davis Fish there. Brandon Robinson's brake rotor going, but we've got James Ott battling with Vanderkoy, Maxwell in 3rd.
Vanderkoy comes from the back of the pack at the last round. Right now, Fisher started at the back row. He's already up to 6th and on the move on the 67 bike.
Some of these guys having huge changes from how it was in qualifying. James Ott almost qualifying towards the back of the pack in the rear, up into the 5th start spot now.
How about Maxwell holding down the fort on the bottom? He is running 3rd, and now we talked about Vanderkoy ran the bottom all day. Now he's running the middle line, and He's trying to make up some time. And here comes Ott trying to get his career best finish in the Twins class.
And Dallas Daniels still sticking around that 1 second mark with Briar Bauman out front. Maxwell a little bit of room back to fourth, but James Ott and Vanderkoy going side by side for quite a few laps now.
So it's Bauman pulling away. Daniels in second, trying to keep him honest by about 1 second between first and second place. Maxwell doing an excellent job in that third position. We didn't talk about him all day. He's at the front of the pack here in the main. And Ott up to fourth.
I talked with Vanderkoy earlier today. He had a bit of a hard time getting by James Ott at Sonoy, so that's something he needs to do right now. It looks like he's got some pace. Now he clears him. As long as he gets through turns 1 and 2 without James getting back by, he can start to work on Maxwell.
I'm surprised that Vanderkoy was trying the middle lane. Will he drop to the bottom now? He gets by the 18. Vanderkoy on the move. He's up to a podium spot. And here comes the 19 coming with him.
James Ott wasting no time getting by Maxwell there. Vanderkoy did a really good job when he got by James, clearing him by getting on the gas a little extra hard in 1 and 2.
And Ott just makes a bobble right there. That opens up the door for the 44. They're going 3 wide for the battle for fourth. Ott, Whale, and the glowing brake rotor on the 44, Robinson.
James Ott, another California rider with a ton of time here, been riding the short track as much, but been riding the twin on short track as much as he can to learn it. He's doing an excellent job here, but Max Whale having the ride of his career in the twins class.
But Robinson, he knows how to make his way to the front. There goes somebody's seat. Just flew off of a motorcycle. Somebody is riding out there without the seat bed. It's not comfortable, but it's not going to slow you down that much.
No, but when you're battling for the top 5, you are not worried about that. Vanderkoy able to get away. Still, Briar Bauman and Dallas Daniels with about 1 second between the two of them, running almost identical lap times right now.
4 laps down, 4 laps, and two to go, and now the red flag is out. It looked like somebody is down in turn 3 and 4.
And Scotty, I was just about to jump in. Jared Vanderkoy just dropped 1/10 of a second on the leaders.
Brandon Price looks to be okay. They're clearing up the racetrack. When we come back, we'll see if the Harley-Davidson can win here in Ventura. Last year's winner sitting out front. It's time for the restart. The 3 bike grabbing the whole shot. It's Briar Bauman. Here comes Daniels in second. New rider sneaking around the outside. Maxwell trying to highline. Vanderkoy goes up to third.
I like what Briar did there, electing to stay down low through 1 and 2, not allowing anyone to sneak up underneath him. Gets himself a little bit of room, immediately goes back to where he knows. But Jared Vanderkoy trying to put a wheel in on Dallas Daniels, getting a good start.
The front wheel came up. Otherwise, I think he would have made the pass. And he's making the pass right now. Vanderkoy goes to second. They're chasing the 3 bike. It's Harley, KTM, Yamaha, Royal Enfield.
The Royal Enfield, Maxwell taking advantage of that restart, working his way up, trying to get back into that second place spot. Jared Vanderkoy putting the KTM power to the ground, but Dallas Daniels trying to not let Briar Bauman get away.
And now the 44, his brake rotor cooled off during the red flag. He's making a charge to the front, and he's bringing with him Dan Bromley. Bromley up the inside, he's trying to go to fourth.
Yeah, Briar Bauman not getting away as far as I would have thought already.
About a half a second lead last time by from the 3 bike. Vanderkoy second, Daniels third. Vanderkoy now right there at the 3rd spot. Let's check in once again with Kristen Beat with more on Briar Bauman.
Now, Briar Bauman won this race last year. He needs to do that again tonight as the battle for momentum is at stake, right? Briar is only 2 points outside of seizing the series lead. He trails Dallas Daniels, who won this race the year prior to him by merely 1 point. He told me today he wants to climb the fence again tonight in Ventura, guys.
He's doing what he needs to so far. The 32 is not closing in, but the one that is closing in is the 20 bike. Here comes Vanderkoy. He's looking for second place. Daniels runs the bottom. He gets it sideways right in the middle of 1 and 2.
Almost like we're back in Sonoy with multi-line racing. We have guys all over the track. You'll see Briar loses a little bit on these guys coming into the corner, but gets such a good drive off the corner. And Vanderkoy and Dallas Daniels going at it for the second place spot here.
Well, and that's what Briar needs. He wants those 2 guys to mix it up. Briar's trying to sneak away. Daniels wants to get second. Vanderkoy and Daniels throwing haymakers at each other for second place.
Briar is starting to take advantage of that. For the first few laps, those guys were kind of battling and sticking with it. Briar gets a bigger gap there, but Brandon Robinson on the other XG sneaking their way up while Dallas and Vanderkoy go at it.
The track's kind of chattery going into the corner. Some braking bumps starting to form. Vanderkoy, the front wheel comes up. He still takes over second. Here comes Robinson. He's looking for third.
Bromley sneaking up on the Suzuki there, our Mission Challenge winner earlier tonight. While these guys are battling, and it's going to become a 4-rider fight here shortly.
Just over 1 second between first and second. Last time by about 1 minute and 2 laps remaining. Daniels squaring off the corner. One rider gets out of the way. That's a 54 of Inderbits, and he's off the pace on the back straightaway. No harm, no foul for him.
Brandon Robinson riding lower than anyone else right now. That brake rotor glowing again. Dallas Daniels gets back to second place. Let's see if he learns something that Vanderkooi was doing in front of him to try to get away.
Vanderkooi squirts off the corners a little bit stronger than the 32. He goes back to the bottom of the racetrack. He goes up the inside, trying to take over second. The front wheel comes up again, and he moves right in front of the 32.
A ton of grip out there tonight, and Vanderkooi is on a KTM 790, where Dallas Daniels is on a 750 Yamaha, so a little bit more power there out of the KTM.
Chasing the Harley-Davidson XG 750. Daniels goes back to second. The front wheel's really light on the 20 bike. The 44 on the prowl right back there in fourth.
These guys are chopping each other off as friendly as they can, but they want to stop battling because it's going to allow a guy like Brandon Robinson to sneak up in there.
Breyer trying to go back-to-back on the season and trying to go back-to-back here at Ventura. The clock is about to expire. Next time by, they should see 2 laps to go. The battle is on for second, third, and now fourth is up there. Off the final corner, 2 laps to go for Breyer Bauman. Daniels, Vanderkooi, Robinson, and Bromley, your top 5.
Dallas Daniels was not able to answer during that red flag and figure out what Breyer Bauman was doing better. Vanderkooi doing an amazing job here on that KTM. Brandon Robinson not able to get up next to them yet.
White flag is out, final lap in California. The battle is on for second. They're all chasing the 3 of Bauman. It's going to be the 3 into the final corner. Trying to go back-to-back here at Ventura. Gonna succeed. And he's back-to-back wins. Round 3 and round number 4. Breyer Bauman wins Ventura.
Breyer Bauman qualifying 9th here today. Starting on the second row in the main event. Able to figure it out. Salinas riders win the AFT Singles main event and the Mission SuperTwins main event.
The Progressive American Flat Track Series has been brought to you by Cat Rental Store, the official heavy equipment supplier of Progressive American Flat Track, and by Royal Enfield, an official OEM partner of Progressive American Flat Track.
Breyer, 2 consecutive wins on a bike that we weren't sure would ever win in the American Flat Track Series. Has it occurred to you, has the thought crossed your mind that this could be your renaissance year, that this could be your year?
All we had to do was get rid of Jared Means, right? The whole vibe of the pit came up. Just kidding, Jared. I'm just joking. But no, I feel really good on this Ventura Racing latest motors XG 750. We started slow today, but just like Sonoya, we had some speed early at Sonoya. Today we had no speed the entire day. We couldn't buy it. My team, Dave, Michelle, Shayna, all of us, we kind of just were like, look, you're not good. You got to figure it out. And luckily, I have people that know what they're doing. Dallas has an incredible motorcycle. He's an incredible racer. He's got an insane team, and right now I think he's going to win this championship. But he's heir to the throne, but I have worn the crown a few times, and I'm going to try and do my job and get it back.
That's a quote we're going to be writing down. Thanks, Breyer.
Breyer Bauman picking up his 28th career win in the Mission SuperTwins class. Here is the pass for the lead. Dallas makes a little bobble right there, and Breyer leaves it on longer around the outside. Even while he reaches up and grabs the tear off, that was enough momentum into turn number 3. The 3 bike trying the high line, and it worked for the Harley-Davidson XG 750. Breyer Bauman winning back-to-back here at Ventura. And let's go down to that victory podium with second place, Dallas Daniels, who is with Kristen.
Dallas, it looked like you were trying to inch up the track, and maybe your bike wouldn't allow you to hook up further on the track. What was it about tonight, and how did Breyer gain such a gap lead on you?
You know, I was telling you earlier, it was like the beginning of the day, man. I was bad fast. Right off the truck, the bike was just amazing. Like we were talking last night at dinner. At some days at tracks when you just feel it, and the bike's great. And this morning was one of those, you know. And you know, I had a plan. I wanted to get the whole shot, and I was going to stick to my guns until somebody came by. And Breyer come by pretty quick, and so I got right up there with him. And I felt like I was matching his pace, maybe inching up on him a little bit. And then that red flag came out, and I was kind of like, here we go. I get a little reset, kind of what I needed. And, you know, Jared, I didn't realize they were right there, and he come on me. And once we started battling, Breyer just kind of checked out. Glad we got another race next weekend. We can try again, and looking forward to it.
Let's take a look at the results of the Mission SuperTwins main event. Breyer Bauman by just about a full second over Dallas Daniels. Vanderkooi, an excellent run on the 20 bike. He is third. Brandon Robinson is fourth. And Dan Bromley on that Suzuki rounding out your top 5.
making it interesting here tonight in Ventura, slicing and dicing with Dallas Daniels. You told me that's all I got.
That's everything I had. Yeah, no, it's always a pleasure to race with Dallas. He always rides me clean, and it's fun. But yeah, it was a roller coaster day, roller coaster last race, and leads into today. Just struggled early, and yeah, just kind of got off the line in that heat race, found a good line, and put ourselves in the front row. Obviously messed up that dash a little bit, but man, that was a dogfight for sure. Just happy to come away with a podium. Yeah, we'll come back at Chico swinging, and we'd like to be back up here, obviously, and hopefully a little bit further up.
Let's take a look at the point standings. It is a new points leader, Briar Bauman, with 2 wins, with a 3-point advantage over Dallas Daniels in second. Robinson solid in third. Davis Fisher is fourth, and Jared Vanderkoy with that podium finish gets up to the top 5 in the point standing. What a great night it was in California. It started off this morning raining like crazy. They worked in the track, and man, it got really fast.
Cage Tadman all day long was able to hold it together for the win here in the singles main event.
From Salinas, California, 17-year-old rider, set fast time. He wins his main event. Then we go to the Super Twins and another rider from Salinas, California, Briar Bauman, taking the win. On behalf of Kristen Beat, Colby Carlisle, I'm Scotty Dubler. We'll see you next week in Chico. Good night, everyone.